Welcome back to the Freelancers Tea Break, the short and sweet podcast you can enjoy whilst you're making a cuppa. My name's Emma Cossey, and all the way through this month, I've been sharing episodes about how to review what you're doing in the midst of a weird time as a freelancer and AI and everything going on. And I know it's harder to find clients, and we need to pivot. As much as I don't want to admit that, we do need to pivot and change. And what worked before isn't necessarily going to work as well now. So we've talked about reviewing your offers and your services and working out whether you actually are needing to carry on with all of them. Do you need to change them, tweak them? We've talked about discovery calls and tracking where your clients are coming from. And we talked last week about making sure that you're visible so that you're front of people's minds. And I wanted to finish off this month by talking about following up. So there's a couple of areas I wanted to talk about here. The first one is following up with previous clients. And this is a really simple thing to do. Checking in with them and just saying, say 3 months after you finish working with them, hi, I just want to check in, see how everything's going with X, Y, and Z, whatever project you worked on. I'm just planning my, your availability, your schedule for Q4. And I just wanted to see if there was anything you needed any support with through my freelance services, or anyone that might be interested in it. There's actually loads of different ways you can check in with people. You could check in and say, hi, I was wondering if you would mind giving me a testimonial, and how are you and how's everything going, that kind of thing. The other option I recommend is creating a newsletter that is specifically for previous clients and current clients, and you send it out monthly, and it has sort of updates from whatever your area of expertise is. And you can pop in that email things like, say you're a social media manager and you want to talk about Instagram, you might say at the end, if you want to find out how to implement this strategy more, why not get in touch and we can book in a call? That kind of thing. That's a really nice way of checking in with your clients. You send one newsletter to a bunch of clients, obviously BCC, and you're keeping in contact with everybody and you're giving them that offer of added value and keeping in contact without feeling like you're having to email and say, have you got any work? So that could be a really helpful thing to do. The other thing I wanted to talk about was following up after discovery calls and a little tweak that you can do for that. Now, I don't chase people after they've had a discovery call with me. I will drop them an email afterwards summarising what we said. If I've mentioned any resources, I'll pop the details in there just so they have something to follow up with. Generally, that works well. If it's somebody who has mentioned that they struggle, especially if I have an ADHD client, so I work with a lot of access to work clients. If I have an ADHD client, I might suggest to them, do you want me to check in with you in a couple of weeks? Just give them that option, because I know personally it's very easy for an email to slide and I've rolled over the task 2 weeks and feel really guilty about it, and then I don't want to reply because then I felt like I've left it too long. Sometimes I say to people, do you want me to check in with you? You may also want to say, I'm going to send you this pitch, and shall we have a meeting in a week's time? Those are nice, easy ways to kind of check in with people without feeling like it's overwhelming. You could reply to the email that you sent to them and say, hi, I just want to check if you've got any questions. It's all entirely up to you. If people are not interested, then they will come back and say, oh, I'm not interested, or they will ghost you. But quite often, if they're already gone on the discovery call and they're interested, then they will either come back and go, oh gosh, sorry, I meant to come back to you, or sorry, I've been on holiday, or something's happened. So chasing up is not really a problem. It's just, I get the ones where they'll chase you with some kind of cold message, and then for every day, a week afterwards, you'll get some kind of, hi, I'm just bumping this up to the top of your inbox. That's annoying. But if you're doing it in a way of, we had this call, I just want to see if you've got any questions, that can be a really good way of following up and not losing people who then feel guilty because they don't want to reply because they've left it too long. I hope that makes sense. So that's something I would have a look at. Do you have some kind of system in place? First of all, for checking in with previous clients, and how do you follow up after a discovery call? So there's things to think about. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about in October, but I would love to know if you've got any questions or if there's anything you want me to dive into a bit more. Do come on over to the Facebook group, the Freelance Lifestylers, or the Discord, which is also the Freelance Lifestylers. Both are free. I'll pop the notes put them in the show notes. I really would love to answer as many questions as possible because I know it's tough at the moment. I want all of us to find a better way through this. And I think it's going to be a lot of reviewing what's working, what's not working. AI is not going to replace all of us, but we might need to work out a way to work around it or with it, as much as I know that can feel a bit icky. So, love to know what you think. Have a wonderful freelance week, and I will be back next week.